So the question was that, even you have been in the industry for a really long time, and you have seen it transition. So back like a decade ago, when you were back then trying to do something in the gaming industry, like how were you able to, even convince people around you, the stakeholders in your life? Like, were your parents, okay that, yeah, do something in gaming or animation as well, right? Because that was also a non-traditional career. Some, like, ideally parents would have wanted, their child to either be a doctor or be an engineer, focused on computer science, doing IIT and NITs, whatnot. So how difficult was it for you to convince your parents and family members and people around you, who had say in your life?
I don't think it was that difficult. I think I was very invested in this.
Hmm.
Like I was so sure about what I wanted to do, uh, and I was so committed. Like I mean, not to kind of hoot my horn or something, but like the like if you look at if I look back now, I mean,
Hmm.
like the amount of the sort of the effort I took to figure out stuff or to learn or to kind of get information and just figure stuff out. I
Hmm.
think like so there are a couple of things I suppose. Like one is that my parents are also my brother is a sound director and a musician.
Hmm.
My mom is a poet and a writer. My dad is also a writer, and so I think it's also everybody in the family is also kind of creatively inclined. Um, so it's not necessarily too difficult for them to think of an industry which is sort of like this. So I think initially they thought I might end up in film or something like uh, in whatever fashion, like going to go to film school or something like that. And like the early interest in writing was also kind of something that I explored a bit. We were writing for film and stuff like that. Like there were years when kind of you were writing scripts and like doing plays and stuff like so. I mean, so there's always like a, a different like line of work I could have ended up in. But I was just, I think, adamant about like and kind of very focused on the things that I really wanted to write. I was really wanted to make games, and I just wanted to make them. I still do. Essentially, that is the only thing that keeps kind of me awake at night and like keeps me going in life. It's essentially just that there is just like immense need to do it, and I think people did see that. Um, so they were pretty convinced that I was serious about this. I was not joking about it as a. I know that there was no particular career prospect and like job or so the initial I think I said that I think when I was trying to join Mac at that point I said animation is a way into games.
Hmm.
Let me go and learn animation because I was not an engineer, and I think that trajectory had closed that I could go into programming. I mean, especially even when I could code pretty well, it was because it was not like a like oh then the problem was ki, how do I then approach a programming job for that matter? All I could show was my kind of Flash stuff and it was really difficult. There was no way. I didn't know. Like essentially, there was nobody to tell you what the trajectory is or how do you approach a problem. So there's no clear path as to kind of how do you get into this space. Um, so I think partially it was, I guess, that uh, they mostly just trusted me to kind of do what's best and figure stuff out. And I basically just figured stuff out in some form and yeah, it's just like random stuff.